to the Doctor Who review podcast Around the Console. I'm your host, Bob, and joining me around the console are Cliff, Craig, John, and Suky. On this long-awaited, anticipated episode, we're reviewing the Doctor Who Christmas special, Joy to the World, or Worlds, if you're not in the UK. Yes, so Merry Christmas, boys.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
Bobster.
Christmas.
Merry
Yeah.
Christmas.
Joy
Hey.
to the world.
But
Yeah.
but Bob, weren't you Santa this year?
No.
Or I mean, because I get the impression that if you were, then that would make Santa not real. Is that the case?
No, I cannot have been Santa John.
My
Right.
mum said Bob came down the chimney unless you
That's
came up.
different. That's different.
Oh, right.
That was
It's a euphemism. That's a
that was a
euphemism.
different.
Ken.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
that was a different role play, Cliff. I was doing your mother. Well, yeah. So yeah, I can't reveal if I was or not wasn't Santa John because people
Like
have got
the
to believe.
Scarlet
haven't they?
Pimpernel. You wouldn't tell us even if you
Yeah,
were.
exactly. People have got to believe.
Mm.
Anyway, welcome the watchers and listeners as well. So, Joy to the World Christmas Day special by Stephen Moffat. Let's go around the console and find out our first thoughts. John, I'll come to you first.
I've got to be brutally honest, and I wasn't overly impressed the first time I watched that. So I've only watched it once. I don't know why I said the first time. But I wasn't overly impressed. I think the story was quite interesting and all that, but I did have issues with some stuff in it. So we'll get to that in due time. But I'm a Rocky on this one.
Rocky, Craig.
I've seen it twice. I'll talk about the first time I watched it, which I won't return to because I'll only refer to my second viewing. I watched it on Christmas Day about 8 o'clock. I've had way too much Bucks Fizz, way too much vodka, way too much wine. My mum and the fella were on the sofa with me snoring their heads off. And right about 5 minutes from the end, the dog threw up all over the floor, on the chair, and on the sofa. So I didn't particularly follow it or enjoy it, to be honest.
So it's just a typical Tuesday for you then?
Standard Tuesday, Craig. Dylan's.
It's what happens in the B&B in the lounge area. But then I did rewatch it, and unlike John, I actually really enjoyed it on the second view, and I thought it was actually a good old Christmas story, good old what you would expect from a Christmas romp. So yeah, first impressions aside, it was a thumbs up.
Cool. What are you, Cliff?
I watched it twice. The first time I watched it, I was like, I don't know. The trouble with Doctor Who is you always want more, don't you? So I thought, is it just me just looking for something which we're never ever going to get? Because it's always that, I want this, I want that. It's Doctor Who. Second time I watched it, just reinforced the first time I watched it. Yeah, I didn't think it was anything spectacular. I felt it dropped in places, but we'll go into it in a bit. But it's a Christmas story. I still enjoyed it. I wouldn't go, yay.
There, it's okay.
Yeah. So when I first watched it, I just watched it without any
Sound.
review
Obviously.
things in mind. I'm going to review it later, and I enjoyed it then. But then having to watch it again, I don't know what you guys just said, so okay, I'm going to carry on. The second time I watched it, I started nitpicking some of the plot holes and stuff like that. And then
Nitpicking you, Suky.
Not like you.
I'm getting like this now in my old age. And then I spoke to when I was on our other podcast. I spoke to the girls on there, and they were really positive about it.
Whoa! What other podcast?
Did one before this one?
Trek This Out podcast.
Never
What?
heard of it.
That's not a
Lovely,
Doctor Who podcast.
lovely Andrea,
the
lovely Deb,
first.
and the fantastic Drew.
Yeah, Star Trek podcast. What are you doing Doctor Who for?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, we used to go around doing Lord of the Rings back in the day and all the sorts of stuff.
Yeah, shocking behaviour for a podcast.
It is. But then when I discussed it with them, I was a bit more positive about it. So I'm going to say I've had a bit of a roller coaster with this episode. Go on, Bob. What do you think?
Don't really care. Like, it was all right.
Not about what Suky feels about it. Yeah.
No,
neither
I
do
mean, obviously, that's that wasn't directed towards you, Sucker. It was all right. It was good. It had some good ideas, and I did cry a bit in parts of it. But it was like, I don't know, like I always build it up, Christmas and all that.
Same.
Stephen Moffat, it's going to be whatever. And it was very appropriate, probably. Quite good acting. looked good, but I don't know. It's like I just base every Christmas story on A Christmas Carol, the Matt Smith one, and that you'll never beat that. They've come maybe nearly close, but A Christmas Carol is the best Christmas special in Doctor Who ever. It's like perfect.
That makes you full on cry, that one.
Oh, it's just incredible. It just they've never managed to get back to that, which is fine. But I'll tell you what it felt like. It felt like the David Tennant 60th specials. Like they weren't really that special, and this wasn't really that special. But it was fine, and it was Doctor Who on Christmas Day, which is a good thing. I mean, he had ideas were good. I quite like it when they flit about. Like at the beginning, different times, and like what's going on here. And it transpires it's a time hotel, which I thought was a fucking brilliant idea.
Yeah,
having a time hotel. But then it comes back down to like a bit of an RTD thing of like it becomes a bit too personable. So it's all about these little 10-minute relationships that Shooty seems to have throughout the episodes. So you've got the one with Trev, the first one. And I quite like Trev. And then a bit of Joy. And then the hotel lady, I don't know her name.
Anita, wasn't it?
Anita. Which was probably the best of the bunch.
Yeah, I thought that. I could see her as a companion to Shooty.
See, I think that the big problem with this episode is the structural part of it, where they've got like these three sort of ancillary characters. Anita, what do we call it, the thingy, and it just felt like it needed to be one or two.
Yeah,
they needed more time with one or two of them rather than to split the time off. Because that Joy was like, what was the point of her character? You expected to feel something for her, and it doesn't really.
You don't get the time, do you? You better go like.
But with Anita's story, you do get that sort of feeling. You do get the poignancy and everything. But if they'd have spent more time on it just being Joy or just being Anita, they would have got a richer outcome for me.
Yeah, I think it was. Sorry, I was going to say it's kind of like with Joy because she's called Joy, and a bit chubby or whatever. That she's all bubble and fun, which transpires obviously she's not. But I think it's kind of like they're going. We don't really need to do much development in that because she's called Joy. She's bubbly and fun. There you go.
It just rather than going half-assed that character for me a little bit.
But then when they really try for that emotional impact at the end with a mum, you didn't feel it as much as you would have because there was no character progression with her. You didn't even know her. She might have been a bitch outside. She might have been Joy, but she might have been like a bitch until she got the star.
The problem here was, I think the actress that played Anita, Steph de Wally, right? She was only meant to be in a few scenes, a couple of scenes only. And then because she was acting so well with Shooty Gatwa, they decided to expand the role. Of course, if they expand the role, which means that Joy, Nicola Coughlan, who's supposed to be the second name on the call sheet, her role was sort of reduced. So they took out bits that sort of enhanced her character.
That sounds a little bit like they half-assed it. They should have had a plan and stuck to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially that she was sold on the trailers as being the main person.
Yes.
It was her we're seeing. Well, to be honest, that'd be a kick up with her agent. I would have cut her scenes.
But virtually all of her scenes were in the trailers.
There were.
Yeah, very little there wasn't.
That was the other thing. They revealed far too much of this before transmission on Children in Need and all that. Because the first part, she'd seen all of her. Like it's
pretty much you'd seen, hadn't you?
Yeah, and so I was a bit, let down.
The dinosaur bit as well had been advertised, hadn't it?
I can't believe they let that out because they could have kept that. That would have been a nice one for the kids as well.
That got me quite excited. When I first saw the trailer, I was a little bit not so sure. I did enjoy how that was woven into the storyline a lot, actually. But the dinosaur bit did get me really excited for it, and I don't think on first viewing it held up to that. But then when I watched it again, I think I'd had such a bad experience. I did really enjoy it. So it was very bitty, like you were just saying, definitely.
I think for me as well, because we've not mentioned Shooty yet. I thought Shooty was really good.
Yeah.
He had another cry. Did he have another cry?
Yeah, a little cry.
But I counted three.
He was sad.
I think he pitched it really well. I think he's found his doctor now. He didn't say babes once.
No.
And I did. I don't know. I just thought he'd sort of. It felt like he'd sussed his Doctor a little bit more. I like his forgetful Doctor as well, of like walking out the TARDIS in his dressing gown with a newspaper which has about duck ponds on the front of it. Did you notice that?
What he needs, what Shooty Doctor needs, is a companion that isn't a best friend companion. You want a companion he has some sort of conflict with, or some sort of like an elder male kind of relationship.
Oh yeah.
Like Rogue.
Just not another best friend, girlfriend, boyfriend kind of feeling one.
Well, it sounds like the storyline is going to be different next time, doesn't it? It sounds like the whole point of the next series is about getting the new companion home. So maybe there's going to be a bit more friction.
Yeah, that's what it seems to be in the trailer. Yeah,
it's a Tegan that doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping actually. So
that's what it needs. It does need something that like
conflict.
I don't want any. I'm not criticizing particularly, but I don't want more of the loving Doctor.
Well, we had it with Yaz,
best friend, and like buzz and buddy straight away. He needs a little bit of conflict because otherwise it's just a one-dimensional Doctor.
Yeah,
totally agree. A little bit saccharine.
Well,
and this is exacerbated by Murray Gold.
Oh, don't.
You know, I sent in the chat what it was just one long John Lewis advert of Murray Gold. It was awful. It was just so cloying.
It was particularly bad. The music, it was just all the time.
It was too much. And
all the time.
I'm usually very forgiving about music, but too much.
No, you're right. And Murray Gold is just—it's just over the top.
I don't think it's Murray Gold's fault. It's just the fact that they overutilize.
Yeah.
They overutilize using the hooks to try and get you to weep all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be like that. And it just feels a little bit crap.
They forget that like silence is a good thing, but the latest Doctor Who to always.
Who are you, my dad?
Always.
Yeah. Silence is a good thing.
No, it is. I thought this in the hotel room with Joy when she's first in there. There's all this music in the background.
It's a lot of music.
It'd be so cooler just to
shows how empty it is.
Yeah, empty and lonely it is, rather than whatever it is.
That's what they actually wanted, wasn't it, in the storyline plot when the Doctor was saying who would choose that room, and it was the echo of being lonely and isolated. That would have been a really good way to show that as a concept.
Well, I think that was again there's some really good stuff. The fact it sort of centered around these hotels. This whole thing about a lockdown hotel, which we've all seen before. It is a part of the time hotel. Stephen Moffat does cool again. But the fact that they're getting to know each other in this space through whatever it is, I don't really fully get it.
It always seems a little bit odd when he's like stuck on Earth somewhere in this one place, in this one room. Why don't you just go outside the door and fuck off to London for a week?
I
don't understand why, unless there's not a physical or even a law reason why he shouldn't be able to just go anywhere he wants.
Well, was it because he had to?
He can get in a car. He can drive.
Code. That's what I kind of.
I think.
Right.
And also the first person he met was Anita, and he went, "Can I have a job?" And she gave him a job. Yeah. And I think he quite likes doing a year somewhere, just pottering about, being normal.
That was one of the things.
I did a couple of times.
I did like that take on Doctor Who when he's lost a companion. Usually becomes this, quite like
moody,
boring, moody person. This time, instead of that, he seemed to know that he was getting that way when he came out with the 2 cups and throw himself into a job allowed him to live a different path.
Well,
like he's enjoying himself.
I think that's what the no chairs in the TARDIS thing is a good tool. Because people have joked about that, and that's what I think Russell T Davies picks up on these things and uses them, and he's certainly done it a number of times, used like the tropes that Doctor Who, and then used them and got some mileage out of them. And that's what he's done. The no chair thing was good because it addressed an issue that people and then they expanded it into an issue with the Doctor overall. I think that was quite niftily done.
There was some clever little sort of things like that.
Again, it would have been better without Murray Gold shouting and screaming in the background.
I know, it is distracting. I was just going to say about Shooty as well, like at the beginning. I liked him coming out of TARDIS and with the cups and all that, and just I liked Trev, but I liked it when he went back in the TARDIS and just put on his coat. He's like, "Oh, what we're doing?" Like it's just automatic. He's not really awake. He's sort of.
I just thought
go on, John.
Shooty Gatwa, milk snatcher.
Yeah, she didn't get milk snatch. He is.
Yeah.
He is. And I thought Trev was great. I thought he was
Joel
quite a cool
Fry.
character.
Yeah, Joel
Huh?
Fry's a great actor. Joel
Oh, he's
Fry's
brilliant. And
I've seen
because
him in other
obviously
things.
he got clever, didn't he, at the end as a hologram? And I
Yes.
think when you're saying about companions, I
Took you
think
65 million years to get.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I think Trev would be a good companion. You know, someone like
Yeah.
that. Because he's you
Dead,
know,
deadpan, wasn't it? There was nothing. It was
Yeah.
really,
And he's got them
very
fangs.
different.
He's got
Yeah.
fangs as well. I think he could be like a vampire companion or something. I think that'd be quite cool.
He's dead now, though, so fuck him. You know what I mean?
What in
Yeah.
real life?
No.
No.
Oh, fucking sake. That was quick.
I quite like the way they did that. You know, the hand over the briefcase, whoever gets it, was a nice little twist. Because the one thing it felt it lacked at times
Oh,
was
it's
that
cool.
menace. But then
Yeah.
it is a Christmas special. So the menace kind of came in the fact you didn't want these characters to die, and the dinosaur, obviously. I didn't find the corporation that big a menace. I didn't really get what it was trying to do.
What,
Is
the
Villain Guard.
Villain Guard.
Yeah.
We'd heard him before.
Yeah,
It was on that boom one. Is
Yeah.
that something you reckon he's going to start seeping more in? Because that's twice he's used it, or is it just
Yeah,
a
I
coincidence
don't
that he's used
I
it?
wonder if
But
it's a Stephen Moffat thing.
It's a
They
mock
do that
thing,
all the
innit?
time, don't they?
Yeah.
But
Well,
I,
it's
like
a
the
Moffat.
whole star bit and the whole, to be honest, I'd switched off at that point because I'd had enough of the whole episode. So I'm not 100% convinced I know what went on at the end, but I got this vaguely religious vibe
Well,
from it.
She
It
ate,
was-
she ate the
yeah,
star. She ate the star, became the star, and she was the star of Bethlehem.
Yeah, oh, that's
Oh,
it. That
well,
bullshit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
It was
I know.
basically
I
the
did not
joy
like
and-
that.
It was the
No.
joy and hope, Christmassy. Everyone's
Yes.
not dead. Moffat, standard Moffat. Everyone's
It was
not dead.
also
She's
about
got
the
one.
inner star,
Great.
wasn't it? About what you need to motivate you. So a star could be encouraging for each of those people. It motivated her to rip up that letter. It motivated the explorers to have hope that they would get to the top of Everest. So the star was about motivational hope within, and then they used it in the religious element as well. I really did like the way they went back to each of those things, like even the war scene.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like motivation things would
I
improve.
liked that, but I didn't think you needed the
So-
religious aspect thrown in.
so-
your
That
face.
was probably because it was a
That's
Christmas
just
day.
stupid.
So the
Yeah.
star thing, who made that?
Villain Guard.
Villain Guard.
So why are Villain Guard bothered about sticking a star above Bethlehem?
Well, they're not.
They're
Joy,
not.
Joy was. Joy, I don't know what happened, but she
How-
basically ate the star.
Just in a room, wasn't it? That's where it material. I don't think she had any control over that. Did she? She took it back to 60, or the doctor took it back to 65 million.
It needed
And then
that time
Trev told
to.
them that was,
Yeah.
yeah, develop, and it just happened to mature. That point. That's
What,
where I
it's
was-
exactly
I thought
at-
that was a bit cheesy.
2,000 years ago in Bethlehem.
Yeah.
That's where it
Yes.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to say bullshit on that one.
Or thereabouts. Or
Gotta say it.
thereabouts. It could have been any time during that period, thereabouts. It was
Well,
about
or it could have been none of them. And you just put it above Bethlehem in 2024, and it's like, what the fuck?
Could always have been there. Exactly, it could have been there.
No.
But it is
know.
there though, isn't
No,
it?
it couldn't.
That star is there for everybody, as Craig says. All them little scenarios at the beginning, everybody did
Yeah.
see that star.
I get that
With the
bit.
other
I
two-
thought that was
others.
kind of good, but I think throwing it in with the Bethlehem was like, I was a bit
was
too
yeah.
much in your face.
Didn't
That.
need that. Actually, it didn't need much of the plot.
And to be
honest.
honest, the bit with her
be
mum
hon-
at the end, I was like, oh, what's it trying to do? This is for kids, you know. Just showing them poor mum die.
Yeah, but the mother
no,
was
she
going to
lived.
die
I'm happy,
anyway.
I'm happy with that bit. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, the mother was going to die anyway. So what they did, they showed there was, I thought the body vanished, but when I spoke to a couple of people, they said maybe it's not the body vanishing, the body dies, but the soul was then transported up to the
I got
star.
that bit, yeah.
How
got
I
that, yeah.
interpreted that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what happened to everyone else, isn't it? The-
Spiritual bullshit. What you doing,
Yes.
Doctor Who? Come on.
well, it was
It was like
spiritual.
Kylie Minogue
Yeah.
in the Christmas special before,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Where you see her disappearing to the ether. It's almost like dead but not dead because we don't want to be upset on Christmas Day. So we have a happy ending.
I don't want to be upset that Kylie Minogue dies. No way.
She's not dead. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't cry over spilt milk.
Um, no, I wasn't.
When I'm saying milk, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm meaning
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never spill milk.
Issue, shall we say?
spunk.
Spunk.
Oh, are we not a family episode today?
What,
Fuck off.
spunk?
Obviously
We've
not.
ever been.
Obviously not.
I
I
did like
didn't-
the concept of the time hotel though. I thought that was genius and could easily
Me
be
too.
used. that opportunity that there was there to. You could even have a story out based
You have a
around
spin
that
off
in a
with
different
that. I
room.
think a little short spin off or
Oh,
something. I think.
hang on,
Yeah.
steady
Big
on,
finish.
steady on,
Hang on,
chaps.
big finish. Emailing.
Big finish. Yeah.
Yeah,
Steady
but
on.
the thing about this time hotel, how do they not stop people who suddenly go into these time periods decide they're
Pernickety.
going to pardon?
Pernickety. Yeah, he's been
I am
pernickety
being
again.
panicked. And why couldn't they just, they go into the past where Julius Caesar's assassination and stop that from happening? They might go to, say, 1963. when
Maybe can
Kennedy's
only
about-
observe but not participate.
You would assume there were security checks, weren't there? Because when
Yeah.
someone was in, no one else could access it. So assuming they're going to be frisked or something before they go into a room.
But to stop somebody from killing somebody, you could just as easy grab the gun and that'll stop them. They don't need to have anything on them.
I'm not sure Julius
I think
Caesar was
Suki's
killed with a gun.
overthinking.
Suki.
I agree
Well,
with you, John.
I'm talking about Kennedy.
All right.
Maybe
Wow.
through psychological profiling and things before you can check into the hotel.
It's problematic, yeah. I'll grant you that, Suki. But
Thank you.
again,
I like to be pernickety.
but the problem is, of course, but it's all bullshit. So it's just another layer of bullshit. On top
Yeah,
of bullshit
and
to worry
I
about.
took it as every room they entered, they more or less had to stay in the room to observe the events which was happening around them, rather
They were
than
just they're crowd members wherever they go,
yeah.
not participants.
But if this
Yeah.
is the problem with that is, like when Shooty went in with the Everest base camp, he changed the dynamic because they saw him. He wasn't just observing neutrally. He would have
All the people there, all the people in that tent were guests who had paid to be
Yeah.
there.
Oh right, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
But the thing
Everybody
is,
that
well,
you see, everybody that you see, you didn't see famous people running about. You see other people that are in that time period that are there as guests as well. So
In the
that's how
foyer,
I
in the
figured it
foyer
out.
and all that reception area, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
Quite
yeah.
like that. It was
I mean,
quite
in the
fun.
rooms.
In the rooms as well. Yeah.
I don't think you could go back to Kennedy's assassination with a group of people in Dallas or whatever. I'm guessing that you'd have to. It's going back to singular spaces. I don't understand. What am I doing? It's fucking bullshit. What am I talking about?
come on, John, get into the nitty gritty about it.
No,
Explain it all to the rest of us.
I mean,
no. Murray
it's-
Gold will get me.
Oh god!
I reckon when they release the tapes, Sucky's been back in time, you'll see him on the the Nolly Hill. Like that. The JFK
On
assassination.
the Nolly Hill. Nolly Hill.
The little Nolly Hill he was. They said there was something there.
Oh, the grassy knoll.
Grassy knoll.
No. Holy shit. You completely shept that one.
I did.
Shept it, mate.
Sucky's
It's
the
quite
one.
interesting that this was actually filmed though before even the first. Was it the first story was released, or definitely before the first Christmas? Oh yeah, the first Christmas special. So this, because I felt like Bob before that Shooty had come into his own as a doctor, and yet nothing he'd done had actually been aired, so he'd had no feedback or anything. But I could definitely tell a difference between this and
I don't know.
some
I
of
don't know
his
if it's.
performances in series one.
I don't know if it's because he's doing the Lonely Doctor thing a little bit, which is fine. But I just thought he was still had enough fun and excitement, and he's quite small, which I quite like Sylvester McCoy and Patrick Troughton. I don't know. He just, I really, really liked his performance in this. I thought he was great, and he was very doctory.
He
And
looks
he was
amazing in the outfit. I love
he
the
does.
outfit on
He looks cool. He had the David Tennant dressing gown on, the little nods. He's just. I just think he's. I just think he's really good. He's never going to be my favorite Doctor, but I like him. He's good. He's different, and he's not as. I don't know. He's the intimate scenes he does. He's great at.
It's more playful, isn't it? It's quite playful.
Yeah, he's fun and playful, and he doesn't really have any. He's definitely non-judgmental, and things like that, and he's quite open to talking and promoting sort of good values like that in a different sort of age. So I suppose in a way he's quite relevant as well. And I like that his thing is, shedding a tear, and he gets sad about stuff, but he also gets incredibly excited about stuff.
He's like a big kid in him, which is good to see. Yeah,
kid, he just sort of doesn't know, and I like it when the Doctor doesn't really know what's going on, and they've always done it like pretending like they don't know what's going on. Not whether he's doing that or not, I don't know, but he seems to have that quick thinking to come up with a solution to get him out of a problem or whatever. I don't know. I thought I think that no babes, no sort of some of the terms he would use that grated on me a little bit. There was none of that there. It was all just him just acting really well
Isn't that
and
because it
being
was
a
written
really
by
good doctor.
Moffat rather than Russell T Davis?
Maybe. I mean, yeah, it could be. It might have
Easy
annoyed
out.
Moffat. He's got. I'm not having him saying babes and honey and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that kind of grew on me, but
Yeah.
it just felt like a good Doctor Who performance. He was
Yeah.
good. I like his blue hair. So I don't know if this is. So I've noticed it a few times before. I think they've dyed his hair a bit blue, to be like a TARDIS. I could be wrong,
I've never
but
noticed
it looks like a tinge of blue.
Oh
Like
yeah,
in his-
we had a load of TARDISes as well.
I quite
Oh
like
yes,
that.
I
It was
like that
quite
as well.
it was quite self-reflective, wasn't it? That obviously
Meta. I
it's
think
a
the
bit
word is
like
meta.
Linda. Yeah,
Meta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-referential.
self-reference.
Anyone listening or watching, let us know if I'm right or wrong in the fact that he has dyed his hair blue. Mm.
Well, talking about changing colour, they did change the colour of the sonic screwdriver. It's a pink one now.
Pink, yes, it is.
Is it? I didn't notice that. Good spot.
I like his Sonic. It's a good one. No,
It looks like an old Motorola phone.
Yeah, it's like a cool flip phone. I mean, I do prefer the classic Sonic, of course. Like this one, you know.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Don't you have Suky reaching back for something as well in a second? You started something now.
No, I can't. Oh, can. Oh, there it is.
You pull down the vibrator now.
Yeah.
No,
For the
you're using that.
for the listeners,
This goes right up. Oh, sorry. This is the other one.
that's the classic one. Which one's that? Is that Patrick Troughton one?
Oh, the
No,
lipstick one.
John-
Oh, is it John Pertwee's? I've got Matt Smith's.
No, John Pertwee is the one with the spinning top
yeah.
thing.
You fucking nerd.
Oh, love it. So yeah, but no, he was good. I think talking about it's made it feel a bit more like it's definitely Moffat in it, right? In this,
He likes the timey-wimey stuff.
he likes a bit of nonsense, doesn't he? It doesn't make much sense at the end.
I still didn't get how he worked out the code. He didn't.
It
I
didn't.
didn't like that.
It didn't work it out.
He didn't explain it.
It annoyed me. I don't like him when he does that.
I
Muppet.
still
He
don't
writes himself
understand.
into a corner.
It's a
So-
bootstrap
so-
paradox, isn't it? It's a bootstrap paradox.
So he just told him a random number and it worked.
Yeah, and that
Well,
became the
no,
code, yeah.
the number was correct.
Yeah,
Right?
I know,
It
but
wasn't a random number. It was the number was correct, but how
how
they
did
got
he find it out?
never explained because
So it's a
comes in-
random. He just
it's
told
one
him.
person tells the other, tells the other, tells the other, tells the other. If you know what I mean.
So the
not-
doctor must be the one that put the code in originally.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what Sucky means, John. Everyone knows what Sucky means.
it's a
Yeah, that's true.
bootstrap
That's true.
paradox.
It's just
Bullshit paradox.
bullshit. All right, yeah.
I mean, we sound like we're being quite harsh in it, but
I am being
No,
quite
I-
harsh on it. I'm very disappointed in the episode.
yeah,
I don't think, it was very underwhelming.
I think I enjoyed last year's shooty one more because it was just daft as out and loads of fun
Can't remember
gremlins
that
and
Can't remember.
nonsense.
Oh, the
Gremlins
Gremlins one.
group,
Yeah,
the
but
Goblins.
that had such a wow factor with it. This
Yeah, it
one
was wicked.
felt
Yeah.
like, I don't know, they lowered the budget or something. It was just like,
No,
see,
it felt like
Oh, I thought
it
it felt really expensive.
looked with the Time Hotel and all the sets as well.
The
they had.
dinosaurs and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought it looked classic. All the costumes.
Oh, yeah, I
were
get,
in.
I get that. I just did feel like
Yeah,
there
but
was
it's
a...
the BBC. They've got period costumes coming out their ass. It doesn't cost them anything.
I think that was the same dinosaur they used with Capaldi as well.
What with John Pertwee, Invasion of the Dinosaurs?
With his
Imagine
face.
that. I'd love
Oh, it was
that.
nice to see a Silurian back in it again. That was fun, just having
Oh,
there for the
this is
sake
what-
of it.
Right, I've got a question for you. So when the Doctor is serving dinner to that family with
Yes.
jelly and biscuits, or whatever it is,
Oh, yeah.
the guy who's the husband in that family, is that the same guy that plays the Silurian?
No.
Oh,
I couldn't tell that looking back.
he looks
No,
a bit like him.
The Silurian was Jonathan Harris. He's quite a well-known actor,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it wasn't him. It was a different person.
But yeah, he was good. Good.
But
good
I
bit of
like the
Silurian
death
action.
scene that he had, which is
Yeah,
shooting
that was
and
quite
the
upsetting.
Silurian. Yeah, and the shooter going, look, remember how you managed to get here and all this stuff. And he explained that he ended up in a cave and then he ended up walking through one of the portals. And from there, he became like the manager of the hotel. And I do feel sorry for all three of the employees of the Time Hotel because they basically only had the manacle on their hands for less than, 5 minutes maximum whatever, and they all ended up dying because
I'm not sure the Silurian's death merited a crying thing though.
No.
He'd only known him 5 fucking minutes.
yeah, but,
Yeah,
but
but the
at the
doctor
same
gets
time,
stabbed to death.
yeah, he could sad at death, but at the same time, he's just seeing a Silurian in an unusual situation instead of being in his own environment. And here's the Silurian as the head of the Time Hotel.
I have no idea what a Silurian's natural environment would be.
Under the sea.
Under
Under
the
the
sea.
sea.
in a cave
Yeah.
with dinosaurs riding on the bareback.
Underwater.
Riding bareback on a dinosaur.
Oh, yeah, it's in one of the New Adventures novels. It's got a Silurian
Just riding
Yeah,
bareback.
yeah, down the-
dinosaur.
Big Finish.
yeah.
Big Finish on the phone again. What's this?
What with
Suky
with
took
a
the
Big Finish.
nutshell.
Old New Adventures, Target books.
What,
Very
scaredy,
best,
scaredy balls out bareback in it. Get
I
it.
assume so. Yeah, they were naked at the time.
Wow. It's gone porn.
Imagine
Doctor
this-
I'm not on porn.
Yeah.
I'm just
The fuck are we
explaining a
talking about?
natural event.
Imagine,
that used to happen
dirty
millions of
bastard.
years ago.
imagine
With the
being allowed-
Silurians, instead of horses, they would ride dinosaurs.
Imagine the dinosaur with a skid mark on its back.
I
Reptilian
did a
poo
horse with a skin back
on
on.
its scales for more kinkier.
But they could reach
Better
parts
than-
others couldn't they? So,
What a reach around a dinosaur. I mean,
Yeah.
you'd have to go at smaller ones, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? To get your hand round. To
What? You'd have to be someone like a velociraptor.
yeah. So if you're going to reach around, you're going to have to, be able to get
And
around.
also,
do a good job.
I'm not even sure about the mechanics of that.
Well, you just
Do
You know what I mean?
the dinosaurs have cocks? That's what we want to know.
Craig.
Well, I went to this dinosaur party actually over the weekend. A few of them.
Now, some my eldest grandson loves dinosaurs. So as soon as he's a bit
Wondered
older,
where
Gonna
this
ask
was
you.
going.
I'll ask him a question.
Ask him
And he'll
now.
be able to tell me. He's only
Oh, what?
3. He only turned 3 yesterday.
Ring
But
him
he'll
now.
tell me every.
What's you ring
He'll
him
bring
now?
him down. He won't be down here.
Ring him. Say, look, 3-year-old grandson. Dinosaurs have winkies. Say winkies, then it's fine.
Winky. Yeah.
Don't say
I'll ask
cock.
him.
Actually, they'll also have a cloaca as well, wouldn't they?
What, dinosaur funny?
Well, a fanny and bumhole combined.
Oh, is that the gooch?
Like a bird.
So
Like a bird. So it poops and eggs out of the same area.
Oh, is that what they do?
Yeah.
Oh, so it poos out but that's like a woman in it, Fanny.
yeah, I don't need
Baby.
to ask my
A
grandson
woman-
anything. I'll just ask
A woman,
John.
a woman has a different hole to exit the poo out of, doesn't she?
Yeah,
Think
but
about
what?
humans.
Mansplaining this now. Is that
Think
what's
about
happening? Is
humans,
this-
Bob.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's
Yeah, but
normal.
the bird just has one hole.
What for pooing and birthing?
Yeah.
Whoa. One hole to
didn't
rule
know
them
that.
all.
Cloaca, it's called.
That's it. Do you know what? You're
Blown
learning all the
your
time,
mind,
aren't you?
Bob. Blown your mind, haven't I?
You're learning all the time.
You
aren't
should
you?
be on QI.
And
John.
also, because it's a bird, they're
Cloaca.
related to dinosaurs, so I'm assuming that dinosaurs also would have cloacas.
Now that's
think-
a nice connection back for that little biology lesson.
Yeah.
I'd quite like a cloaca for my bumhole.
I mean, you're a male, so it would be awkward.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
That's what I mean. But then I could ring up the Sun newspaper and sell my story for
It'd be a
thousands of pounds. On
hermaphrodite
TikTok.
quacker.
If you could lay an egg out,
Everyone
if you could lay an egg out your bum, it's technically a cloaca.
Every morning job, regular as clockwork.
I
Big
know.
brown egg.
Big brown egg.
Oh, I just wanted to say,
Need a
does
poop
anyone
knife.
think that this Billingard thing
Yes.
is proper fucked up? Because that's twice now they've had either some kind of weird spirit ghost shit infiltrate the mechanics and algorithms of their tech to destroy it. They did it in Boom when like the dead dad went, "Oh, I'll go in and fucking fix it," and then they did it in here.
Oh yeah.
So
that's
this-
true, yeah. You'd
so
thought
where
we'd
they
have learned
tried-
that in all those years.
There's Shep's inner IT expert there thinking, hang about, we've got an insecurity issue here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
That's a
got,
very good
they
point.
seem to be very prone to AI attack.
It's
So is the
a
solution
valid.
to this story the same as it was in Boom? As in to combat
It's the same time. It's the same story, really. You've got this as a threat, and the way to defeat it was some dead dude went inside it, changed the algorithm. Bob's your uncle
So Moffat's
Well-
written two set stories for Boom
with the
for this
same
Doctor.
outcome
Both
of
are very
the
similar.
Yeah.
One of those stories was just a last minute one. He just fucking spaffed out one day.
Yeah, and
you
he was
can, you
obviously
can kind of tell. He's taken one idea and done it twice.
yeah.
Well, it's funny, because he was
No, it
he got interviewed about this, Unconfident. Whatever it's called nowadays, Unleashed Doctor Who.
Unleashed, is it? Or...
Yeah, and he said that I kept sending these ideas to Russell, and he said, "You've done this before. You've done this before."
Yeah.
Whereas he must have got this one through because Russell was too busy to read it and pay any attention. Because I mean, that's the beauty of Stephen Moffat is he's ran Doctor Who. He's been, the main man.
Yeah.
So Russell's kind of imagine he doesn't need to bother, so he can go on holiday or a few days off. That's why I'll get. Go on, Stephen, you write it. I don't have to edit it and all that kind of stuff. Although Scott Hancock is the script editor. But I think when you got Stephen Moffat, people don't touch his shit. They never touched it anyway back in the day, when before he was showrunner. So it's.
I think.
So yeah, he's got away with that.
Spotted that at all.
I hadn't. But when Cliff says it, he's bang on because that's exactly what happened again.
Spot on, yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon
all the joy and the star, it was kind of lost in it, and the story with Anita and things like that.
So he did the same as Boom.
Yeah, well, the other thing as well that's sort of repeated is that when the Doctor has to break Joy's connection with the suitcase, he has to go around making saying mean things about her. And this just brought me back to when they sent Doctor and Ace did it in Curse of Fenric.
Yes.
You have to break the connection of the bond between the Doctor and Ace. So saying mean things. This is the same thing. So
to create that different emotion. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
And he was good. And he was really good at that shooting.
It's good at being brutal.
The hotel room, you can see the difference, can't you?
Yeah. And I love that suitcase. I thought it was great. And why did it not just attach itself to the Doctor? It was like it couldn't, without his permission, attach himself. Whereas everyone else.
Close enough
no, because everybody else reached for the handle. Once they touched the handle, they implicitly are. He never went to reach for it once.
Okay.
And that's how Joy gets. Oh, I did like that bit when she's like, "In my own room, I'm invisible in my own room," or whatever. I quite like that line during that scene.
The thing as well is after each person relinquished the handcuff came off their wrist, they would disintegrate within a few minutes.
We watched it as well, Suky. Yeah. We watched it.
So why didn't Joy? Why did Joy? Bog off, Joy.
She ate the egg. I don't know. I'm back on the cloacas.
She was away from the suitcase for quite a while. So why didn't she disintegrate?
Oh, because I think that's
she never transferred the power.
Not transferred, yeah. The bag let go of her rather than
what's the phrase?
The dinosaur,
Bob?
Didn't it?
It went into the dinosaur, yeah.
It's residual.
It wasn't attached, I suppose, unless it had I'm assuming that
residual
the
energy
handcuff still stayed on.
Yes, it's residual energy from the
residual jism.
Residual energy from the Time War.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
That's what it was.
Something on it.
That's it. That explains everything. So
but no, I think it will have attached itself in the belly of the dinosaur to I don't know, it's cloaca or something like that. You know what I mean?
I don't think the cloaca is technically a person, although
no, inside. It's gone on cloaca. Probably.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that as a name for one of my stories. Cloaca.
For my children. All right, I'm changing your name to Cloaca.
Yeah.
Cloaca Shepherd.
Yeah. You little shit.
And also the spawn of chefs as well. So yeah, literal shit and spawn.
Son of chefs.
Cloaca chefs.
Right, I'm going to go around now and get your final thoughts and final 2 words. I'll come to you first, Craig. You're on mute.
Oh, I should have left him.
You're on mute. Yeah, and the thing about everything is that I'm going holiday at Gran Canaria next week for 4 days. Oh, then I'll come and then go holiday again to Tunisia. All right, Craig.
Why do you sound like Jimmy Nail?
I don't know, mate. I don't know why he does.
Now, one thing I didn't say about this, which is very unusual for Stephen Moffat, is like Bob, this actually did make me cry. I don't think I can actually think of another Stephen Moffat story that has actually made me cry.
This
very unemotionally engaged as a writer, but this did loads, but there's a few little tears. So I'm going with Tearfully Joyful.
Oh, nice. I like that, Craig. What about you, Suky? You got any final words on that?
I've got a few things. There was a reference to Stephen Moffat's old one of his old TV shows, The Time Blaze, which is from The Time Traveller's Wife. There's a there. There was also one for Mr. Ben, because
Yeah,
this
saw
is
that.
exactly what this show, the Time Hotel, is. You get dressed up as Mr. Ben used to do and walk through the door into another environment, exactly where.
Oh wow, yes.
Right,
Wow,
so it was
Bob.
all
Yeah.
that.
Did you miss
That's-
that
How
blatantly
did it-
Well, no,
obvious Mr. Ben
I
reference?
saw the Mr. Ben thing, but I forgot what Mr. Ben was about. So now I've remembered because Sucky's reminded me. That makes it even more special.
Oh, can I
Go
add
on,
to that,
Cliff.
Suki? But that woman was called Anita Ben.
Ben,
And I
yeah.
thought maybe that's a future shop of hers as well.
Possibly.
Oh.
You never know, because remember the kitchen in the Time
It's
Hotel.
Mr. Ben, not Mrs. Ben. Come
Yeah,
on.
but in this day and age, I could be Mrs. Cliff.
You could.
I don't
You
think
can
anybody
do what you want
wants
nowadays, Cliff.
that.
Yeah,
You
do
and your
what you want.
cloaca chefs, yeah.
In my Kuaka.
The thing is, right, you could be right now, Cliff, because remember the kitchen always prepares the food 30 minutes in advance. What's
Yes.
to say that Miss Anita hasn't already, franchised the name or to be able to get
Yeah.
her business up and running 30 years previously, 10 years previously, whatever. Started that way. There was a newspaper headline, as Bob says, which was the duck pond, but the other newspaper headline,
Yes.
did you spot, was Skeleton in Versailles or Skeleton Versailles. So I'm just wondering if that's going to be a future Doctor Who story that we
Yeah.
might start to we might get in the future.
We've been to Versailles before.
We've been with
Who was that really? There's a really pretty blonde woman who was
Well, it's Madame de Pompadour, isn't it?
Madame de Pompadour.
Over the
Yes.
fireplace.
Is
Yeah.
that
That was a
is that
Stephen
not
Moffat episode
is that
again.
not is the skeleton not of her that she left in the fireplace?
Oh, that's
No.
a
Blown,
good one, George.
blown your simple
No.
mind. God
That's
damn it.
it's very
And
simple.
you didn't even watch the story that closely,
know.
Johnny. You've already just
Wow.
outbeat all
It's
of us.
almost like a 5-year-old wrote it, isn't it? It's mental.
And she still looked good as a skeleton.
The there was the
Good
the
rack.
there was the self-cleaning mop, which you might think is like a reference to Fantasia, Disney money.
literally
And
is.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah.
she gives the doctor a sink plunger in Eater.
Yes.
She goes blockage in 28, and of course he gets a bit shocked.
Yeah, yeah. That
That's
was
the
cool.
Dalek. But the thing is, we didn't notice any other employee in that hotel. They've got 28 rooms to look after.
She does it all.
Oh, I just think that's
But
a bit
there's only
too
Craig and Matt who do this hotel.
God,
No,
his
they've-
band
no,
was
they've-
very well trained.
Yeah, no, they've got a cleaner.
I've worked in a
Polish.
hotel that was exactly that sort of size and with that sort of personnel and absolutely what a shit show it is. So anything could
Yeah.
happen. There's probably just check down the sides of the beds and all sorts of awful stuff down there.
Well,
The,
what's the worst find? What's your worst find? It's like archaeology, isn't it?
Oh no, it's just I found condoms down
What, used?
stuff yeah, used ones
Oh, I
stuff
love it when I find those.
down in the wedge between the bed and the mattress. Yeah,
All right.
not mine. That's weird.
Did you drink them?
Did I drink them? No, I didn't. I just popped them in my cloaca and let's see what happened.
Do you know though? You could wash them out and use them again.
Oh my
I've
god!
What
just,
washing lines are for?
I've just watched a show called the Radio 4 Christmas Lectures, and it was all about food.
Condoms.
It's all like used
me.
condoms.
Food from mouth to basically bumhole, and to show how to get various pieces of poo through your bumhole.
Love
They
it.
couldn't
I
actually, because
love
it's
it.
all kids in the audience. It's for
This
kids.
is
This is
great.
all right. The only way they could go around showing it is to push through from the top end using some sort of plastic-like thing. And you only realise afterwards that it's actually condoms that are pushing the thing through, and you got a bunch of kids all sitting around here watching this poo being pushed through. Check it out though, Radio 4 Christmas Lectures: The Truth About Food. It's
How
on
can you
BBC
see it if
iPlayer.
it's on Radio 4?
I just thought that.
I mean, no, it's
video.
BBC 4. BBC 4.
I'm glad you were pernickety about that, Bob, because I never realised.
Yeah, I'd have been looking forever on Radio 4. I'd have wasted at least half an hour on that.
If you'd have just put Truth About Food, you'd have found it. I like the blue car with the improved sat nav, because it's making the Doctor feel a bit better about himself. And I like the game nights at the end, chair nights,
Oh, that
Weeping
was nice,
Angels,
yeah.
Snakes and Ladders, Twister, Cluedo, 4 in a row. The other thing was
4 in a
Soviet.
row. What's
Four
4 in a row?
Connect four.
What's click
Oh,
for?
yeah.
That's it.
Right. Wow.
Come
4
on,
in a row.
okay.
Also, the lady that's on the train, she's named at the end of the episodes in the
Well,
credits.
she was pretty.
And that's supposed to be one of I think James Bond's first girlfriend in the first two James Bond films.
That is correct. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not supposed to be. It's not dead then.
No, it's like the character's named after James Bond.
Oh, right. It's not
first.
right.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
didn't they actually mention that in the story then?
What's the point
No,
of it?
it's not her. Well, I don't know.
But
It could
what?
be, but,
She was obviously behind one of the doors, wasn't she?
yeah.
Yes.
So was she a guest,
On a
or was
mission.
she? What was she guesting as? A lonely woman on a train on her own?
A lesbian lonely one on
No,
a train right through.
yeah,
back
yeah.
then.
She's waiting to be
she's
on
actually-
the Orient Express.
Yeah, she's actually on the Orient Express. That door led onto the Orient
Yeah.
Express.
All right, good. So that
So
explains
maybe
why
she
she
knew
was
that,
sat
so she
alone
went there
on the
Yeah.
Orient
because-
Express.
On the Orient
Yeah.
Express. Poor lass.
Bored as fuck.
There's also
No,
a
'cause she was busy
line.
writing. I like that sentence structure thing. I like that. Get rid of them because you've got poor sentence structure. I like that. I thought it was quite funny.
I tell you what, just to interrupt. What I like about this scene as well, and what Shooty does really well, is that there's the element where she says, "Oh, it's a woman that she's writing to,"
Yeah.
And he gives her that sort of acceptance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he does that a lot, and I think that's really a lovely nod to people who are struggling with bits like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just to go, yeah, awesome, cool.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that is just a nice thing to see on telly, and he does that quite a lot.
Well,
like that.
I think he expresses how most of us are. Just like at this point,
Yeah.
entirely fucking
all
normal.
you four ever do is bully me and oppress me. It's the most unfriendly
Wow.
podcast
My
that
God.
we can
Have
get.
you got
Right.
have you got a finger up your cloaca? Is that what's going
Yeah, I'm
on?
really enjoying it, actually.
You get an angry finger in your cloaca, Craig. Feasting on
What's
us.
up, Bob? I'll use that word.
There was a
Anyway.
line. There was a line that I don't know if any of you actually noticed. It's when the Doctor and Joy discover the suitcase in the tomb, and he says this suitcase has probably been influencing a lot of people, and he goes, it's basically how you start a religion, right? So this, and then what happens? They walk out the door, and it's Bethlehem, and so
Yeah.
the suitcase influencing everything around.
Yeah, I didn't like that bit. I
And
thought
you
it was
knew
a
as
bit
well
silly.
you knew from the earlier sentence about there being no room at the inn that there was a Bethlehem link
Yeah.
on the way.
Yeah. And my final thing is Anita getting the job at the Time Hotel, whether she actually takes it or not. But the character that was actually offering her the job, it's only like a bit part, but in the credits they actually named the character, and the name of the character was Angela Grace. Right, so I'm just
I wonder
wondering.
if they might appear in the new
That's
Yeah,
what I'm,
maybe.
spin-off.
Yeah, maybe.
yeah. So they might do something with the Time Hotel again.
You
in
could
the
do a
next
lot of
season.
different stories with that. Easy.
Well, Stephen Moffat's rumoured that it might come back. Well, there's a thing on Facebook. I didn't actually read it. But I did saw Stephen Moffat hints Time Hotel return, but I don't mean anything.
Yeah, I don't
Time Hotel's
understand
cool.
what.
I
It's
prefer
cool.
the idea
Yeah,
of a time tunnel.
it's a cool concept and all, but that's the whole job of the Doctor is to do that. He doesn't need a hotel to do that, to go back to places and do stuff. That kind of duplicates the effort a little bit, you know?
True. Lazy Moffat.
Yeah.
Any 2 words, Suky?
Ben's return.
Oh.
Ben's return.
And that was the section of the show we like to call Suky's half hour. John.
Fucking hell, it was. Yeah.
Well, it's a short one this week. It only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was all right. There were good concepts, and but it felt underwhelming to me. I was slightly disappointed, and I was literally done with Murray Gold after this episode. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
So my 2 words are cloaca.
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 Cliff. It's an okay one. I'll watch it again, like I've already watched. It's got to be a while too.
Only okay though, isn't it?
But it's only okay. It's nothing to shout home about. I'm not sure everyone else picked up about it. Was the
Mavity.
fact of Mavity?
Oh yeah, Mavity. Yeah.
Never, yeah. And Moffat having a soapbox moment to have a go at COVID and the parties, what was going on at the same
Well,
time.
he wasn't having a go. He wasn't having a go at the government they were partying. It was just basically people that didn't follow rules. Because most people during COVID, which was fucking mental.
But
I think you can take that 2 ways, though, isn't it? Was it I'm gonna go this? Was it that?
He's having a go at people who just went, nah, fuck it. I'm off
But
out, do what I want.
the problem with all that is like if you see any old recordings of stuff done during COVID, nobody wants to talk about that shit anymore. Nobody needs to remind him of that stuff. We know what went on. Just it was like 4 years ago. and it was a bad time for everybody. Yeah, we know it. Just it feels like he must have written it then. You know what
That's
I mean?
what I mean.
It,
That's
it
what
was
I'm
my
thinking, like-
favourite time. It was my favourite time. Lockdown.
Yeah.
Produced a
Mine
lot of
too.
good podcasts and just didn't do anything.
We did a
right?
shit ton of podcasts.
Did a lot of podcasts.
Loads of podcasts.
Doctor
Too many?
Who locked down? Do you remember that? Lockdown.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
And my 2 words would be Star Eater.
Oh,
Star
yeah.
Eater.
Yes, very
Star
good.
Eater.
That, yeah.
What's
Well,
that?
And I don't know if you remember as well, in Fame, the TV show, which is one of my favorite TV shows,
Fame.
they brought out
Oh,
a
no.
song called Star. I can't remember the second. Maker, but I thought Star Eater.
I thought you were going to Star Trek in there for a minute.
Star Trekking
Across the universe.
Tuki should
Have
be
you seen-
singing that with his
By the way,
brother Bob.
I
Have you
like
seen
the
my-
fact that we can all sing the Star Trekking song, but nobody remembers the Star Maker thing.
Oh,
I've
fuck
got my
off.
phone right here.
Load of shit.
Star Maker.
Have you seen my shelf, which is Doctor Who, Magic the Gathering, and a bit of Star Trek going on in there? Look at that. Magic in a box. That was 300 quid.
Sums it right up.
300 quid.
Booking cards. Yeah.
You know, that's a one massive cloaca of a collection.
That little box down
I'm
there.
going to Gran Canaria now, Bob.
£150 for a deck.
Jesus Christ.
Secret layer. Fucking love your Asbo, don't they? Money.
Well,
Right,
they
don't
love idiots with money. Is what they
Yeah.
love.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. Yeah. Good job I've worked over Christmas a lot. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Thank
Right.
heavens for
Yeah.
Santa.
Thank heavens. Yeah. Thank God for
Oh,
Santa.
yeah,
What's-
Santa. You need your 2
Santa,
words.
Santa Hawes.
What's your two words, Bob?
Just, I mean, it was fine, wasn't it?
That's more than
It was
2
all
words.
right. I don't even. I was gonna say
I thought your 2 words were just said Santa horse, but I thought
Santa Hawes.
doesn't
That'll
actually-
do.
It doesn't work into the episode.
Santa Hawes. That's 2 words. It was fine. It was absolutely
Christmas
fine.
come down.
Yeah, it was because I think it's the second time I watched it. I was a bit more like, I definitely missed bits the first time. Like he ended up in New York to find the door or whatever to get back
Yes.
to the Time Hotel,
Yeah,
which was
yeah.
random.
Yes.
Just little bits like that. The second time I picked up. Yeah, good performance from Shooty, which is a good promise for season 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, just
I've not seen the trailer yet.
Season 2 looks good.
oh,
I'm
the
not seeing
trailer looks good. The trailer does
Yeah, I
look
like the
good.
look of that.
There's definitely there was definitely Daleks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Has he released basically on a
wasn't.
trailer just convince you what the plot is for every single episode or how it was?
No,
going
it was
and
very
everything in it?
short. Very
Wow.
I
short.
like the look of the cinema thing that crawls.
Yeah.
That looked fun. I have to say.
Yeah, there was like a couple of just basic cool bits, like a cinema crawler.
Is
You
it?
saw Unit and Millie,
The-
and then you saw the companion, and you saw
The
like,
important part is
Scarrow.
getting the companion right this season.
Yeah,
I think these stories are sort of
Well,
secondary.
I think Millie was amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
but she's no longer there now, is she? That's the
No,
thing.
she's back. She's coming
I
back.
know,
into
but
it.
she's no longer the companion, isn't she?
They need someone a bit
No,
sinister.
for sure it's not been specified. There's another
They-
one, definitely another
Yeah.
companion.
I'm hoping he brings back that guy from Looking, his boyfriend, finds him, but all the way through. You need something like this all the way through. Then that season, you don't realize, but he's an evil son of a bitch, and he's
Not
changing
sure.
things in the background. That will make it better, rather than everyone being, "Oh, I'm your mate. I'm your mate. I'm your mate."
He needs conflict in there that isn't just the same sort of conflict.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's
It
that?
needs
Who's
to
it? Sorry, John. I'm just.
That's
Who
what
are
Disney
you
would
talking
want.
about, Cliff? About the guy
Rogue.
from where?
Rogue.
Rogue.
Talking about Rogue. Club.
Rogue.
That was the guy
Rogue,
from the TV
Sure, we've
program
got-
Looking, wasn't it?
Rogue.
We got lost in
I don't,
the.
he's not back in it, I
timeline.
don't think, because I saw an interview with Russell T Davies that was saying he didn't regret that's the word he used, but he was great how much Rogue was loved because who plays him is in such in demand that the chance of getting him back for him to become a bit of a river song is pretty much non-existent.
Well, I thought that's when John was on about that before as well. Saying about conflict character and what Shepsy's saying there. I think Rogue would be a great companion
Yeah.
because you've kind of got this like
More
Obviously, there's-
equals, but less sort of buddy.
But then you might
Yeah.
get the love
Yeah,
spark
yeah.
again, which would be good to move away from. I think
they'd have to fall out.
Careful on that.
Yeah, well, I think it's more of an attraction of excitement
Maybe a
and
bit of-
physical in it rather than love.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose he did love him.
I don't know.
I think he loved the idea of it. He loved the idea of excitement, someone that could
So-
compete with him.
if we had a completely blank slate, everybody, right? If we had a completely blank slate with a companion, give me like a little sentence on what sort of companion you would like to see for Tuki going into the next season, into
Well,
subsequent seasons.
I'd like him to regenerate into Paul McGann,
Right.
and
That's not what we're asking about now. It's not what we're asking about. But
that's my dream.
yeah,
I'd like
the sort of character that you want to see.
I would like
that would be the right sort of character for
I'd
Tuki.
like a Turlo.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
what
I'd
I'm
like
thinking.
an alien bloke who is
Comes in, you don't know
Yeah.
what's going on, but the viewers know that something's going on, which
Yes.
makes it for fun for
Yeah.
the viewer because we can
Yeah.
see something the doctor can't see. That makes it fun.
I think something a little bit more unpredictable, something
Yeah.
that's not. It's not like what you said, John. A bit more conflict arguing, but a little bit more.
Well, he's still-
Yeah, I don't want the moody doctor. I want there to
No,
be
I
a
don't want
genuine
moody.
reason for conflict, and I want it to be like just maybe irritable with one
What?
another, just
I think
or
you've
makes
got-
it more challenging, bantery, as
I think
opposed to.
I think you've got to be careful
Donald
because
lots of times.
the essence of the show is that it's 2-3 people running around the universe having a lot of fun, but you can only do that so much, I think. And I think what you have to is a balance. The Turlo was a perfect balance because it was just an initial thing, and then eventually became the Doctor's friend.
What I don't want is a companion who is right.
My best
Imagine
mate, right laugh.
where they both focus on one another. I want them to be both looking outwards, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
I want them to be.
That is what's going to happen with his quest to get her home. She
I don't want any more introspection and searching the soul for love and hope and bullshit. I want some adventure.
I'd want an alien companion, one that's not got a human perspective on things, and they've got their own way of doing things, which will always be in a slight conflict with the Doctor.
Which is kind of a Turlo.
Is it Neela?
Yeah, which is Turlo, but not necessarily being evil. It's just the way they've been brought up.
Who's the woman?
Character is.
Who's
Well,
the
a bit
woman?
like
Is it
Leela,
Neela?
wasn't it, then, in
Leela.
some ways? Because obviously
Leela.
they
Leela.
approached it from a very different way.
What'd you say, Craig?
A bit like Leela, maybe, because of
Yeah.
what she was looking at it from a very different perspective.
Or Jamie.
from a tribal point, yeah.
Well, Jamie was good because he
Yeah.
had to have everything
Time
described to him. I
difference.
think when you've got like a Victoria as well.
Captain Jack.
Oh,
Can't bring him back though
No,
now, can they?
nobody
Choo-choo.
wants
No, we
to.
can't bring Jack back.
too busy showing his cock off.
Yeah. And now he dyes his hair, he doesn't look as good either.
Right, wonderful. We've done it. We've done a podcast, everyone. I bet
And it took about 2 months.
everyone's really happy about it. Obviously, that we've put this out.
We were meant to be doing another episode, weren't we?
Yeah, the
Android Invasion.
androids.
I've
The
not
android
looked.
invasion.
Next-
I've
next
not
one.
looked at them. I've not watched them,
Well-
so it would have been wasteful time.
Well, that's what we chose.
Right. Okay.
So-
So we'll do that
so-
next time.
So next month, hopefully, we'll manage to try our best to get another podcast out. Are you going on the holidays, Craig, in January?
Yeah, but I've already downloaded it to watch, so I can do it anytime.
What, a podcast? Where are you going on holiday like?
Gran Canaria a week today.
Fucking Gran
And you were
Canaria.
taking
You
the
were-
mick at me
Whoa,
before.
whoa,
you
whoa,
were
whoa,
right
whoa,
to me,
whoa.
right?
What about D&D?
Oh no, he's
I also
fucking
play
that
D&D, bro. No, I do it. I play it when I'm there.
I know.
okay.
He thinks he's gonna
Dedicated,
play
isn't he,
with
this
his
lad? He's
Yeah,
dedicated.
if I'm there in Gran Canaria, it's no problem. I'll
So
do
it's
it.
only, it's only 2 hours off from. It gives Matthew a break.
He goes for snooze. I do D&D. And literally, I've downloaded Android Invasion to my iPad to watch on the plane in case we're going to record it when I'm away.
If I could be asked to edit a podcast, I'd put a round of applause over what you just said there, Craig, because that's just music to my ears. The dedication of someone doing a podcast.
Everybody
and
clap your
D&D.
cloaca.
Yeah, clapping cloaca. Well done, Craig. No, I'm proud of
I
him.
know.
So next month we'll have the Android Invasion out review. Has anyone watched the War Games in colour? Might as well
No,
talk about that.
downloaded that as well.
I've watched some of it,
I'm a bit
but not
nervous
everything.
about it.
I was because of it.
I've
Basically,
about 1,000 episodes of that
I
one.
think people regurgitate reviews of the Daleks, which were correct about the music and the editing. However, I beg to differ with the War Games. I thought the music was very appropriate. It looked amazing. I thought the edits were pretty perfect. And that's someone who has watched that fucking adventure so many times and love it. I think it was an excellent, because the music was good. It didn't interfere with the dialogue. It was appropriate to the scenes, which it wasn't in Daleks. And yeah, the editing was good because there is a lot of padding, as much as it's great because you've got great characters. It's 10 parts, isn't it? So it's there's a lot to edit.
There's bits that I've seen. Sorry, there's bits that I've seen where the padding, the explanation is put over action scenes, so they're edited to different
and
scenes, which I thought was fantastic.
Which that's what they did with the Daleks as well. They put in like sort of memory scenes, whatever you want to call them. You know, like and just sort of really ramped it up. But anyway, I thought it was tremendous. And at the end, which I won't spoil for you, but
what's from the end War Games?
Well, no, because they've done something new with it. And it's awesome.
Yeah, that end of the War Games has actually been on the net for about 3 years.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, because they've got in touch with whoever did that, and they've used it wholesale from there.
Well, it's just bloody great. So it's fantastic. Yeah, I thought they did it very well. So don't read all that. I mean, literally, the reviews that were being put out there were like the copy and pasted off the Daleks. You know, just people hating on it, and it's like, what are you on about? I've just watched it. I know that fucking story more than most people because I've seen it so many times because it was 2 VHSs of Doctor Who, like 3 hours of Doctor Who. Like, I loved it. It was amazing. So I've seen it loads and it's great. So there you go.
Can we have, before we all finish, can we have a review of your Doctor Who 2024?
Oh yeah,
and how you feel about it, and any hopes for 2025 Doctor Who? I'll not be taking part because I don't give a shit. But you guys, knock yourselves out.
Go for a pee first. Back in a second.
Yeah, I think
I'm going to go for a pee as well. Screw it.
For shit.
I'm going to clear out my cloaca 1 second.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think from what we've seen, it's a good start. There's a lot of things they need to tighten up, but I'm fearing that there's too much of a campaign on the social media front, on everything else. What we see, that they're worried about losing the money of the Disney and whether that's going to come through or not come through. And to be honest, I don't really care if they lose the money for Disney. Then they made some brilliant stuff even without it. BBC can still go along on its own, or Chinese influence money like they did a few years ago.
I mean, to be honest with you, Cliff, maybe it does need a rest. Like,
no,
I don't know.
I don't think it'll need to rest.
I think what they've done with it this year, so 24, you know, they brought back a new season. They've got Disney on board. They've done some sort of specials, and it's been, I think, a celebratory year for Doctor Who, and it's been a refreshing palette as well. You know, I think it's kind of what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
But there's been some brilliant stuff in there, like 73 Yards. I thought Dot and Bubble was amazing. I think the finale was a bit built up for me personally because the Pyramids of Mars being one of the best stories ever, and Sutek being one of the best villains. Slightly disappointing season 8 ending, but I've enjoyed. I've not disliked anything.
I do like it, but I just don't want them to fear the fact that if the money is no longer going past,
BBC,
I just want to keep going.
I mean, I think there's going to be, this is political issues. I think if you look at it like this, like, so this on Christmas Eve got 4.11 million, whereas Gavin and Stacey, for the Great British Brainwashed, got like 12 million. Like, you know, like the X Factor kind of people. That what, you know, I don't want to call them morons, but you know what I mean. That kind of.
I'm a moron because I quite enjoy Gavin. And
well, I mean, if I can be asked, I'll watch it. You know what I mean? But there's that kind of clientele of the X Factor and Britain's Got Talent in the Jungle. You know, they get these tremendous viewing figures because the great British public are en masse pretty stupid. I am saying
but
that.
The thing was, the only big two were at Christmas this year were Gavin and Stacey 12 million and Wallace and Gromit 9.6. All the rest were all in the 4 millions.
Well, it even beat Strictly Come Dancing, didn't only just, but Doctor Who did beat Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah.
But how? But why? I mean, I don't know if it's because the timing of it being put on, but that's really low if you put it in comparison with Wallace and Gromit. I mean, fucking hell, Wallace and Gromit. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to lie.
Oh no, I think Wallace.
I think it's probably good, and I probably will get around to watching it. Like Gavin and Stacey, I've seen it all. I just, it's whatever. It's the same thing, isn't it? Just Welsh people and Cockneys, just like
says the Doctor Who fan
married
after like 6,000 episodes of Doctor Who.
Oh no!
This is
look. All of this is my opinion. This is not any factual information apart from the viewing figures. It's like, you know, I do put a generic thing on the great British public because I meet a lot of them, and a lot of them are lovely, and a lot of them voted Brexit. So that's
quite a lot of
what I'm
knobs.
saying.
Quite a lot of knobs.
Well, that's what I mean. There's at least half the country are fucking idiots, if not a few more. Do you know what I mean?
What, children?
So,
yeah, fucking children are all.
No, I mean people that have the
I see.
voting age. So mainly adults. You know, and that the problem is then you've got children being taught bad behaviours, and then it just keeps being a circle of fucking shit. But it's Christmas, so let's just have some joy.
Joy to the world.
God, I've not done an opinion for ages. I don't know if I feel comfortable with it or not, but that's what I think, innit?
Well, you know, it's good though, Rob. Get it out in the open.
Well, you know, 2024 has been, it's been a decent year for Doctor Who, really. As Bob said, there's been some good stuff. I mean, we've had the collection still being released. We've had animated stories being released. We've had the colorizations. Oh, sorry. We've had a new series. It's the thing is still ongoing. Doctor Who is still a well-known brand in Britain, and it still makes loads of money for the BBC, whether they pursue Disney money or not. They will still continue with the show because it makes loads of money for them. I think
you've got the spin-off as well, haven't you, coming? And I think we're talking doing more spin-offs. So it's like, you know, I mean, the place of power that Doctor Who got to during the initial RTD run was astronomical. You had Torchwood, you had Sarah Jane Adventures,
which is
all
great.
These loads of books, you know, like, and you got then the big finish stuff,
dice on top of it,
all the merch. It's a strong property, and it's a brilliant.
When was that, by the way?
2005,
2011.
It was really pre all the social media boom.
Yeah,
that's why.
Era.
Yeah.
But when people had their own minds and didn't get brainwashed.
No, people have their own minds still. It's just they don't usually get the ability to shout it to the rooftops like everybody does now.
No, I know, but then I think it's like, I mean, I don't want to get into a debate about social media, or do I? But it's echo chambers and military grade brainwashing, isn't it? And trying to get your fears and anxieties up.
That's how it always has been.
Yeah, but it's never been so instantaneous. You know, like you'd have to go to read a paper or Doctor Who magazine or some physical product, whereas now everything is just at your fingertips.
And also the problem is that if you've got an asshole opinion about something, you can just put it out there, and even though it amplifies, you might have some out there idea, like perhaps you think that Jesus, no, I'm not going to go down that route. That's probably a bad one.
Let's do Jesus. Come on.
Yeah, something like that. And so you can go on the internet and talk about it. And it's like if it was the pre-internet age, it would have been some nutter just having a shout in the library somewhere.
Yeah,
but it's not. But now you'll find 50,000 people agreeing with you. 99% of which are just there to troll you, but it doesn't matter.
Do you think that one of the things
it no longer works anymore?
It doesn't. And I tell you what, this is the thing. Like I see it occasionally. It's like people like fucking dancing in front of the phones in the middle of the street and that. You know, like to go on TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I'd fucking love someone just dancing in the street for no reason. You know, like just fucking having a dance.
Yeah.
Right.
Bring a bit of joy. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what the internet's taken away is everyone is doing something for the look or for views or for likes or whatever it is. Yeah, the image.
You know, it's yourself, isn't it, on a media?
It is, and it's a shit place. Modern. It's like keeping up Robinsons, but times a million. You know what I mean? It's like, how do I keep up? And whereas before you maybe do your house up or whatever, I don't know, do a nice paint, like a paint on your fence. Now it's all like
fucking. You're on social construction, aren't you? So you make yourself and sell yourself.
Yeah,
and it's all bollocks. I fucking hate it.
It is all bollocks because there was a podcast that I listened to only a couple of days ago, where the chap on there, who's a journalist, he says, "Look, I wrote really nice pieces. I enjoyed the TV shows, and I was putting it out there like this, but I wasn't getting the likes and stuff. So as soon as he turned negative, and even on programs and TV shows and films and stuff that he liked, right, absolutely loved it, basically, he went and put negative reviews about it. He'd get like 10%, 50%
Weird.
bloody
People love to hate.
people
People
like
like to witness people hating.
it's just ridiculous. There's
But
so
it's
much
weird. It's
out
weird.
there, and you just don't want it.
Well, it's also weird. Like my nephew, he had an opinion about the new Batman film, or last Batman film. I said, "Have you seen it?" Like he went, "No, I just saw someone on YouTube talking about it." I'm like, "Fuck off!" You know, like
Yeah, but the
I
thing
don't
is,
really
though,
read
that
reviews.
the thing is, though, that his opinion has no consequence to you at all. It doesn't matter what he says.
I know, but
Well,
it's
the problem
annoying
is,
that he has an opinion,
that, yeah,
I've not
everybody's
seen
got an
it.
opinion. Everyone's got arseholes, you know what I mean? That's what they say.
but you haven't seen the film.
Opinion
So I
can
mean-
Yeah.
so I mean-
eventually an
Yeah, he doesn't
influence.
need to see it. He just
That's
needs to be able to
uninformed.
get something, a rile out of his uncle.
But-
That's what it's there for.
I mean,
That's
it
what
did,
all
I
these
just
things are.
I just fucking punched him in the nose. That was the end of the conversation.
Yeah. Well, that's because he was your nephew and he was in the same room. So that's why.
He's fucking massive. I wouldn't try it with him.
Just scooting back to what you just said about not watching something. But there was somebody read that Jodie Whittaker is actually in the bit in War Games, right? Just for a fleeting second, she's in
Yeah.
War Games, right? And they turn around and put it on Twitter. I'm not watching War Games. It's dead to me now because they're going to put Jodie Whittaker in there. I'll show you who that tweet's from later.
I can guess who it's from.
Yeah, but
No,
the
you
problem
won't.
is,
You won't.
that you shouldn't care about what people say.
No.
The problem is that we care about what people say. We shouldn't, because in the end, they're just
I don't
fucking
care.
opinions, and you know you've got arsehole opinions about things. So
Who
other
has?
people
Me?
have, you have, Bob. You
Bob,
have more
never.
than any of us, in fact.
Never.
No,
But it's
I've,
just
got,
like-
I've
it's
got facts, John. Facts.
But
and
you
truths.
need to be able to, at some point, just subtract it from your life, and just say, look,
Yeah.
I don't care that people hate it. If I like it, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. That's
I don't
what
give a
I'm
shit.
saying.
People
I don't
people
give a
may
shit.
have an opinion on something, but again, their opinion is of no consequence at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Doctor Who had quite a bad review.
Really?
I looked it, but it had quite a bad reception among some things. And earlier today, I was looking through, I don't know, something I was scrolling through, and there was one of the newspapers had done the top 20 programs of the year, but it wasn't just like BBC, it was everything. So number one, no, I can't remember more now, but number one was Baby Reindeer or whatever, Rudolph or whatever it was on Netflix. So it covered all these programs, and I was absolutely gobsmacked and really thrilled that Doctor Who was there as number 12.
I
as
bet
in
they paid
12
money
best
for that.
programme done this year.
See,
And I
that's
was
another
like,
thing.
It's brilliant after
I w-
19 years being back
I
on.
wouldn't. Yeah, you say that, but the entire media report, Disney's probably paid for them to be in that.
Possibly.
It doesn't work
I
that way.
mean,
Media,
that-
they just
yeah.
want.
Yeah,
They
actually,
just
you
want
could be right
clicks.
there.
They just
Yeah.
want clicks, and the corporations point you towards the way you want you to click.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
yeah.
just like in
So
Right to Work.
you've only got the illusion of freedom. You haven't actually got it.
No, but I mean that's the thing. If you disconnect from it all, you have.
Yeah,
You know
but,
what I mean?
Well,
Like-
have you? Because you
You-
can
but you
argue
ha-
that's always been the case. You're always
but
connected
it's
to something,
not-
capitalism, land, selling the property.
it's not
Yeah.
easy for a human being to do that, though. You see, he's right. It's not. We're naturally tribal.
Hmm.
We're naturally
and
gravitate
real-
towards other people with similar opinions to us.
And also
That's
ruled
how
by
it works.
gossip. Ruled by gossip. We have been since the birth of religion. That's how we became this collective on Earth, destroying the planet basically, and its
I mean,
other
I don't know
species
about
and
that.
people.
I don't know.
It's
about
true.
that.
Religion was gossip, wasn't it? Have you heard about this dude who says if you do this,
You're
it's wrong?
massively oversimplifying the impact of religion. But the problem is,
It's true.
human beings are not wired to do anything other than be religious. The reason religion's there is because we require it as a civilization. No, we require it in order for ourselves to fit into a civilization.
To
It's
answer
a
questions
tool.
we don't know, the same questions are still there, aren't they? Like,
The-
why
the
are we here?
religion-
Where are we
the
from?
re-
Where do we go when we
The
die?
specific religion and all those answers and questions are irrelevant. We always like to think that somebody else is in charge, and that's all it is. But it's hardwired into human beings.
Yeah,
You can't ban religion. You can't say I'd like a world with no
I'm
religion.
not
because
saying ban it now. No, social
I'm
media is
saying-
the new religion of data and all that stuff. That's the new golden religion. That's how we're all controlled now and brainwashed, and we are.
I mean, I don't think it's that simple though.
Well, I like to.
I think the
I like to keep
reason
it simple, John.
the reason we're there is because of the Pandora's box being opened, doesn't it? You can't put things back in. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, Bob. That's the problem we're in. The only way we can get out of it is by destroying the toothpaste.
I mean, I'm going to try that. I'm not going to lie.
Instead of burning the glass, we need to burn the phones.
You can't. It's done. It's part of the zeitgeist now.
I'm going to burn this whole room and just walk out in the woods and survive.
I mean, that's all right for you.
Last podcast.
What are you going to say to Deb when you do that?
Just have to come find me. I'll go
she'll be the first one he eats.
Probably like, thank God for that, to be honest with you.
I just want to mention one other thing. Did anybody watch the Doctor Who proms?
No.
Possibly.
Downloaded that as well.
Was that
Is that the one what you're on?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm on.
Yes. I don't want more Murray Gold, please. Thank you very much.
Was it on a while ago?
Suky Gold's on it.
December 24th.
Well, you can get it on
iPlayer.
iPlayer.
I've not seen it.
You can get it on iPlayer.
You're on it, are you? What are you doing?
So you can see
trombone?
me in the back. Yeah, I am on the trombone.
He used to trombone. On the they hold him like this.
You can see me in the background in a couple of spots, and you do see me when a couple of the monsters are walking down. You see me in the background there. So I was dead happy. I'm actually on a BBC licensed program about Doctor Who.
I mean, you could do that as well if you actually went out onto a Doctor Who set and shot someone. That'd be all over the news. All over the news, Suky. You'd be so famous.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be
But
officially
it wouldn't be
licensed,
Doctor Who.
He wouldn't get on the telly.
He'd get on the news.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be Doctor Who. It wouldn't have Doctor Who in the title.
It would have the Suky Doctor Who killer sack.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have my name in there. It'd just have a Doctor Who fan.
Be remembered forever.
Yeah. Check this out. Check this out, podcaster. Not nothing doing on the
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No affiliation to
Who would you shoot? Who would you shoot in Doctor Who?
I'd shoot nobody.
Murray Gold.
Murray Gold, fucking right, I would.
I wouldn't shoot Murray Gold. I'd shoot whoever the sound mixer is that puts Murray Gold's music in there.
I'd shoot his gong and then shoot his keyboard. Not him, because I'm not into that kind of shooting of people. But like, I'd shoot his.
I ain't shooting people.
His equipment.
But, you burn the room.
Yeah. I'd shoot his timpans, what are they called? What are they called?
Anyway.
Timpaniers. And we just got two things confused. They're drum things.
Timpani.
You know,
tambourine.
Timpanis.
Did I get bike panniers and timpanies confused?
You got panniers wrong. You timpaniers.
Yeah.
What's all that about?
Panniers. Anyway,
cyclists have big drums on the kit.
That's the bonus section of the show. What a fucking bonus that was!
If anyone's still listening, hello.
Yeah,
we were
just 5 dudes complaining about shit. Mainly me and John shouting at me.
It's our end of year whinge, isn't it?
Yeah,
but we'd like to one.
End of year. Yeah, so have a happy new year, everybody. If you've got to the end of this, and yeah, you'll be seeing us next month, hopefully, with the Android invasion. Tom Baker.
2025.
Up the cloaca.
Cloaca.
Latest.